Hello, anybody who's watching. I very recently decided that I'm going to build my dream house. So the thing about my dream house is it is very much a cargo crate house. This is where they take storage containers, normally 40 by 10, which means they're 10 feet tall, 40 feet wide, or 40 feet long, about 10 feet wide as well. They're kind of cubish on the sides. I'm not really sure, but anyway, that's kind of my dream home. So what I'm going to be doing in order to represent these cargo crates, I will mainly only be building in the size of the cargo crates. But the thing about these houses is they're very versatile, but they also require a lot of cutting. So these cargo crates actually can, in fact, be more than what they seem to be. Like, they don't exactly have to be 40 by 10. You can cut them into different sizes, not really different shapes. So basically, this is built in rectangles at different heights and lengths. So this is what I'm going to use in order to represent a cargo crate, right? Let me see if I can't find the standard cargo crate size and give you some actual things and see if I'm actually doing this right. Alright, an intermodal container is normally 40 foot long. I have that right. So it's normally 40 feet standard length, 8 foot 6 inches, and 9 foot 6 inches. The latter are known as high cubes. So they're just they're about the same size. All right. So then I am not doing that right. We're gonna end up building it in complete cubes. Well, no, because I guess we'll use what can be considered a high cube. So there you go. That's going to be the basic format for each room. Each room may be cut in half. However, if I cut it in half, I'm going to make note of it. It's got to be 10, but it still has to always be the same height, just varying lengths. Normally, these houses are contracted. They're rather minimalistic, and I'm going to see if I can't lay it out in cubes before I do it. I'm going to get the basic shape before. I've already kind of thought out what I want to do, but I'm going to see if I can't make this nice. But either way, it's going to be 5 by 6 by 20. Well, that's going to be 5 tall, but they're still in that one in the ground, and it's going to be 5 that way. If that makes sense. Alright, so right now we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I'm not quite sure if I want to do that, though, because that's kind of a really weird representation there. Well, okay. So I'm going to make this, actually, I believe, 5 wide. Yeah, that's a little bit better. I'm not going to use exact representations because math, that doesn't happen here. But I'm going to see how close I can do this concept. It's basically going to be building with big rectangles. Alright. I can't build the rectangles into each other, though. That's something I gotta remember, is I can't build them on the same blocks, because technically they're solid. It's weird, but you guys will figure it out quickly. Yeah, I gotta undo all this. And I'm gonna build the basic frame before I build the actual house into it. And whether or not this is architecturally sound, if I ever actually have a house like this, I don't think that'll be an issue because of the way that I plan on building this, but I'm also not an architect, but we will see. Alright, so this is going to be the standard. Yeah, that seems about right. That would be it. Cool. So that's what I'm going to consider the standard cargo crate. Still not 100% accurate to real size, but I think if I built a giant cargo bridge or a giant cargo boat, this is what they would look like. Seems good. Alright, so let's see. The basic premise of this is kind of two U's stacked on top of each other. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. So that will be our next one. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that back down again. Boom, 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 bang, 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 boom, 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 shebang. Bada, 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 bada. Boom. Okay. Now, as to whether or not I'm not going to build all the walls exactly like they're supposed to be, but it'll be near that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But the basic premise here is you can change the walls, you can barely change the roofs, and you can, yeah, it's kind of my own dream concept. I've seen people do it, but I don't know enough of it to be like, oh, this is the definite research. I don't know. It's wonky. Alright, so that is the first 2 cargo crates. Nice. I think I actually chose the perfect size for how big I want to build this. Like, for how big to make my zoning area. I don't really want to go out of the zoning area just because I want to know, like, a good size around for it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I already know we're 6 up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Ta-ding. And bring this all the way out to the same length as the other one. Choo-choo-choo. And now, along with this, I know it's Minecraft and everything, so it's not exactly it. But, I'm also, right now, oh, whoops. I'm trying to do the actual, like, trying to figure out a ballpark on how much this would actually cost. So storage containers are actually fairly cheap, which is pretty cool. They're about probably around 2 grand max each, I would say. So they're fairly cheap for like to use for building materials. It's not really that expensive, which is very nice. And with them not being all that expensive, it means that, well, they're about 1,500 on average. So if I count each of these storage crates as I go, I can get a ballpark of how much I actually would need. Just not even really thinking, I need this much, this much, this much, but I can figure out the segments of what I need, which be something really interesting and helpful for when I'm actually designing this, because I am running programs for this. It's something that I would actually like to see happening. They're cheap houses, they're cool, and I feel like there's a lot of architecture into them that you don't really see that could be really neat and really make things interesting. It's the kind of thing that us Americans like. And if you end up making enough of these, or not really enough of them, but if you make one of these, from what I've estimated so far, it'd be around 120 grand to make it. That includes what I imagine well cost, electricity cost, and all that would be. But if you throw that in right along with the rest of all the storage container equipment costs, all around, I want to say it'd be around 120 grand. But it's the kind of house that if it's done right, you could probably sell one of these for around 300 grand. So you might be able to make $180,000 by building these on each one. I mean, that's a very high upsell, but at the same time, if it works right, and if this ever does actually happen, I feel like that would be, it's the kind of thing where people could see it happening. I mean, I'm by no means any sort of expert on any of this, so it's more of so just a prediction. Alright, so right now we've got 3 cargo crates. And what I'm going to do for each of these, for each cargo crate that I add, I'm going to put an emerald block here. Alright, just so I can count just how many I have, so I don't lose track. Alright, so right now that's 3. Now, you know, I was pretty sure I built these by, yeah, I did. Alright. Alright, so those are 20. So I'm going to build one of these 5 in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go 6 in. We'll go 6. 2, 3, 4. So that's 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. There we go. I can use that for a little... I mean, I like this idea because, to me, it's a really neat house idea. It's something that I feel like a lot more people could do, get away with, and make interesting, you know? It's not just, oh, I found a realtor, I bought a house I didn't really like. I mean, it's kind of like building with building blocks, so you could really do whatever you want with it, which is, it's a neat, interesting idea to me. I'm going to make all the ground on these solid. They don't have to be, but I think it'll just help distinguish them. As I go along, I'll end up replacing this with it. Alright, so that's 2. 4 across there. I'll go ahead and make a second one. There we go. So that's 3 more. 2, 3, 4. There we go. So now we've got 6. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. And bring that back. Two, 3, 4, 5. Over and across. Go ahead and bring that across. Oh yeah, I gotta... That's right. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Awesome. Two, 3, 4, 5. All right. Choo. So right now, it probably doesn't look like it makes all that much sense. But it might. It might make sense. But this is about where it's going to start. So the way this is so far. Okay, so we have 6 here. I think the living room here is not. This is where the living room is going to be. So I'm going to build one more there. Just because I think it would look a little bit better. Just to have a little bit extra space. I don't want to take up too much space. Because I want the center of the design to be incorporated into the actual building in a really neat way. I can't really do that if we go all the way in. Three, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. I probably should have built each one of these crates as a different color just while I was laying it out. It was easier when I was doing it on Paint 3D. What a shitty program that is. But I also can't just quickly change the color of whatever I have here, so I don't really want to do that. What did I do here? Okay, so that would be one more. Yes. That's 6. I've got 7. So we're up to $14,000. Do. Okay. Now I wanted to build one more back here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Huh. Oh no, we're out of the zoning. Sorry, sheep. You're in the construction area. Choo. Oop. Now we're building it out of money. Alright. As we go along, I would say this looks just about what I imagined so far. Alright. Go ahead and add another one up here as well. Kind of just to keep it symmetrical. I don't think I want to add a third one on this side. I feel like that might just be a bit too much. But right now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, so we've got 8. So we got to throw one more in there. Right, 8. I go ahead and throw in 9. So it's gonna happen. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All the way back. Now, like I said, with these crates, you kind of have to have the know-how to do it. A lot of times you would use stuff like plasma cutters for it. And you can cut through the sides of them. They're already fairly well insulated, but obviously if you're adding windows and everything, you would have to add some other type of insulation. Not really worried about that at the moment. I'm sure I'll figure out over time, but not while playing Minecraft. Okay. Looks good so far. Alright. Looks good. Alright. Ah! Those are some horrendous noises. But, alright, so far we have master bedroom / whatever I could hope could be a hallway up here. Maybe master bathroom, some storage space, maybe even like a laundry room kind of deal. Down here we have a hallway, another hallway, living room, kitchen, secondary bathroom. But on the hallway, I want a kid's bedroom. Now, as I said, you can cut these in half. You can cut them in half, weld them and everything. So, as long as you're... If you imagine these as actual cargo crates, let me... Dear Lord, animals, come on. I know we're on a super flat, but please just don't spawn here. But if I wanted to take a cargo crate and I wanted to swing it here, you could probably do that. So we're going to do that with these. Let's see. So I don't think my kids need all that big of a room. I definitely don't need the size of the master bedroom. But I don't want to make this area any smaller. That can't go any smaller, so the master bedroom here will stay its size. Here, however, I believe we're gonna do what would be a 10 by 20 foot. I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're gonna keep this the same. Alright, I'm gonna do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think that's a big enough bedroom. Now, you know what? If you're a kid, you should be happy with that. That's a good bedroom. You damn kid. He'll be happy. He'll be fine. And it'll be a 3-bedroom house, so I want one on the other side. Same size. It's kind of like building blocks. And I only used half of a crate on this one. So for these 2 rooms, I'm only going to put 1 emerald down. And that'll constitute as 1 cargo crate. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Well, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna throw it in there 'cause it works. Yep, that works. Do. Alright. And there you go. Look at that. That feels good. Alright, so right now, that's 1 more emerald right here. Right now we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 emeralds. So if each emerald was $2,000, each emerald represents a cargo crate. We have 10 cargo crates so far. So if you think a house this big, that's only 20 grand. A house that looks like this. That's awesome. Now, if you were to make a house like this, you'd pay for land, which, you know, you've got your yard here. That's inside your yellow and black. You'd pay for land. You would pay for a foundation for this, which I'm not sure how expensive a foundation would be for this. But I don't know if you would probably have to have one, but it can't be that big. I don't know. I'm not an expert on all of this. That's why I say we already have the whole house outlined, right? This is what this house is going to be. Now, if you think about this, 20 grand for a house this big, 3-bedroom, you could have 2 bathrooms, a kitchen. A lot of the profit, or a lot of the things you'd be putting a lot of money into it yourself by doing the plasma cutting, by doing the welding and everything. But think of most of that 100 grand that would be left over from that 20,000, that'd be stuck into contracting. Now, contracting would be for an electrician, plumbers, and well installation, because this is not going to be on city water. You have people who are going to sit here and insulate it. It'd be really neat, but most of your cost would be from everything else. It would not come from the actual materials to build the house. Now, even if that is true, keep in mind this entire house is made of steel, which is very interesting. It means it's a really strong house. Brick, wood, you've seen those blow over, but these storage containers, until you cut them over, are completely airtight. They have, you got the air that's inside of it, and which is like, it's awesome, but You know, a storm isn't going to do anything to this kind of house. Sorry, if I pause, it's probably because I'm either texting somebody or I'm sending somebody a picture of this so far. Because do. Yeah, because I've told a few people about this design so far. I've gotten really excited about it. And now I'm doing it on Minecraft to actually make like a better representation of it. So I'm just letting a few people see it. Just to keep them on their toes and let them enjoy it. But, I really enjoy the idea of building a cargo crate house, because it's a really modernistic architecture, and that really appeals to me. But the place I first saw somebody living in a cargo crate, it's called Chaos Semicolon Head. It's an anime. I just was a really fucking weird anime. I'd say check it out. But watching that anime is pretty much like having schizophrenia. Now, as weird as that anime is, the main character lived in a cargo crate, and I found out people actually build houses out of this shit. I was like, this is fucking awesome. It's something really cool. Okay, so what would the next step be? I guess the next step would be building all the walls. So I'm going to build all the walls, obviously with white. But the basic premise is afterwards, I'll cut out all the walls. Like, the parts I need cut out for each wall, I'll cut out white. Or, like, I'll cut it out and I'll build straight into it. And potion of swiftness, where are you? Strength, weakness, poison. There's so many potions now. I'm not used to seeing all of them. Lingering potion of invincibility. Swiftness, there you are. Alright. Now I am using smooth stone quartz, or smooth quartz block for this. It's probably the one that looks the most like a white thing. And all these houses, I'd rather it all be white. And so I think it'll look cool like this. I'm not really sure if I want to build the roofs in, but I guess I will. But as I build into these and everything, it's gonna kind of develop over time. I'm not sure how much I'm gonna do decorations or anything, but hopefully it looks good. I can't really do accurate decorations in these houses because although it may look the way it does in Minecraft, I can't place a queen size bed into a force place block, as where in an actual cargo container a queen size bed would be very easy to fit in. You wouldn't have much room on the sides, but well, I mean, I guess that is true, or it is true that the bedroom has two there, so I might actually be able to fit something like a queen size bed in there. Who knows? Boo. Look at this. Alright, so there we go. We have our first established cargo crate. I'll build the floor in afterwards. So the reason I want to leave the center of this open is because these are cargo containers, which means they can support themselves, or they're not going to be like concrete or anything where you need massive amounts of support on them. You will need support. However, in the middle of this, you will have an open enough space where you can maybe do something like put a driveway straight into it, and you can actually make it so that the front porch is here, and this space in between, you can use maybe a driveway straight up to the door, and then have like a patio on the sides there, maybe a little garden or something, and the sunlight will just go straight through the middle. Now, obviously that depends on the sun's position. Minecraft doesn't show that very well, but it's something that can be done, something that should be thought about. It can make a really cool design. And all in all, it'll be, I don't know, the design for it, it's hard for me to put into words, but basically me and my dad were talking about this along with somebody else the other day, and we were all just kind of like, yeah, this is actually a really cool idea. It's a cool thing that people do, and if you do it yourself, not really, you don't, if you do it yourself, it's cheap. You can make a lot of money from selling that house, definitely, because, I mean, now, like I said, look at how big this is. So far, we've spent $20,000 on the house, and look at this. That's not a $20,000 house. That's a lot more than a $20,000 house. And that's what's really cool about it. And it's so easy to make. You can maybe even turn one of these into like a modular home. If you design this and then you start just buying out cargo crates, you could definitely turn profits from this. And they're cool. They're cheap. I mean, personally, if I had my own business like that, I'd probably fluctuate the prices. Like, if I saw, like, a poorer family that's, a younger family that's trying to get off their feet, I'd probably let them get a little bit cheaper of a house than I would a 50-year-old bachelor who owns NASA. Like, he'd be paying a lot more for this shit than the younger family would. But it really is a unique house. But at the same time, it looks like it's unique, but it kind of looks like what you would expect a mansion to be, like a modernistic mansion. And that's a really interesting concept to me. Right now, it looks like it's going to end up being really dark. I promise it's not, though. I actually want it to be really bright in the house, but more so full of natural light. Like I said, now we're just building up the house. We're gonna make all these cargo crates into actual cargo crates, just so that you can see what they would look to have them all stacked on each other. I'm hoping that whoever is watching this is kind of imagining these as cargo crates rather than just squares. I could have built that in a different way, but it'll be fine. I'm sure you guys could all use your imagination. Do. And the basic premise towards the end of this is just going to be all tearing down walls. And once you tear down all the walls, it should look good. We'll have hallways, we'll have bedrooms, we'll have what could be an open bath, or an open kitchen with a closed bath. It'll be nice. It'll be fun. All in all, I'm really just doing this so I can hopefully convince my girlfriend that this is a really neat idea. I would definitely say this is a dream home to me. It would be nice if you can see easier. how those are all going in together, but if you look at it, you can see how well it would work. And it all just kind of fits into place. Now, little Timmy better be thankful of his bedroom. Ah. Might just edit this part out, but probably not. I just upload straight from my PlayStation, so there's not really much editing that goes on here. I know there is an editing software for these videos, but I don't have it. I'm not really sure how to use it or anything, so just sorry, kiddos. Choo. Ah. Now, I'm not going to close in this part here, just for the sole fact that I'm going to be using this as a staircase. So I'm not going to close it in just yet. I'll wait till I start doing oh, yeah, I guess I might as well. Make this as much of a... Look at that! It's a storage container. It's so neat to me. It's such a neat, interesting concept. It makes me happy. I don't think this really has much environmental benefit, though. I mean, I guess you're recycling. I mean, you recycle metal, and these are giant things of metal, so you're kind of recycling something. They're not like newspaper or anything, but I think it'll be fine. We are 2 blocks tall, so I'll leave that there for the moment. Heek. It's a good thing we're on peaceful. I just don't feel like fucking with the mobs. Do. See if I can't build 2 of these walls at once here. There we go. Look at this. Look at this. I'm pretty much going to end up breaking those walls back down anyway, but it's alright. Can you imagine doing this on survival? Let's make a fast sheep. Run, sheep, run. Alright, let's go make a fast pig. Go, pig, go. Okay. Apparently 20% of slow is still kind of slow. To be fair, I'm not really using... Ah, damn, there's another... Okay. I don't even want to build that wall, because I'm just going to break it back down, but... My whole point here is kind of to do the whole crates before I do anything else. Do. Now, there was a show when I was younger. It kind of reminds me of something. I believe it was called Out of the Box. I'm not sure. Out of the box. Out of the box. It was something like that. Yes, it was. It was, in fact, Out of the Box. Let me play the intro for this. I used to love this show as a kid. And it's kind of like this. They had a... Oh, it was on Disney? Huh.
Hi, I'm Vivian, and this is my friend, Tony. We get together every day with some of the kids in our neighborhood.
And the basic premise was... They built a clubhouse in their backyard out of boxes. And it was... Oh, Halloween.
Costumes and go trick-or-treating in the clubhouse. We'll even make our own Halloween decorations. Then we'll play out a story about a little witch who saves a Halloween party. So come along.
Good job, little witch. Boys and ghouls, that's good. Out of the box. Out of the box. Out of the box. Oh my god, this is taking me back. Out of the box. Oh. This is childhood striking as hard as it can. Like, nostalgia has never been this real before. Ah. This is so good. Box. Out of the box. Oh my god, that was so nice to listen to. But yeah, they built the clubhouse out of fucking boxes and everything. And that was my childhood. So maybe that's why I enjoy that so much. Yeah, that was such a good show. That was right there next to Reading Rainbow too. Like those shows were what made childhood for me. And then I remember I loved Blue's Clues. There was a Barney Halloween Barney Halloween episode that I used to watch a lot as a kid. I remember that Barney Halloween episode very well. It was a great episode. Um. Oh, and there was another one that I used to watch all the time. This one I don't know how many people know about, but it was wonderful. Let's see here. See, this one wants to play. I don't remember the intro for this one too much, but this was my all-time favorite show as a kid. Ah. Yeah, but those were my childhood shows. I don't even remember how I got on this. Boom, 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 boom. I still have to build the floors out of after this. Ah. So much smooth quartz. But that's okay. So I'm gonna put sea lantern, or no, I'll probably end up using glowstone just because it'll represent a natural light a little bit better than it. That's a little bit better than let's see here. Let's compare the lights. I know there's not really that much of a difference, but it is a difference nonetheless. Yeah, see, glowstone's light is so... You go down to glowstone, it's a little bit softer. I don't know. It's just me. I'm fucking crazy. Okay. But still, I think glowstone will work just a little bit better in this house than you know, a little bit better than sea lanterns will. Because the way I want this house to be, if I put any sort of color scheme in this, is it's going to be a brown, kind of like a brown-white color scheme. Normally, I'm not really a fan of that color scheme, but it just works with this. Alright, let me... I'll just put in the floors later. I'm sure those will end up getting changed to something else anyway. Okay, so... this is what it looks like so far. Right. I'll go ahead. I'll put these floors in. I might be coming down with something. I didn't sound too well. Nothing like flat Dr. Pepper. Yum. Add up the box. Add up the box. As long as I end up this side. Very nice. I find it weird that I'm taking a break away from Borderlands 3 to actually build this. It feels weird to not be shooting stuff compulsively. Like, this game's just so different from Borderlands. Yes, but look at it, Steven. It's wonderful. It's pretty. It's beautiful. I could not imagine trying to build this on you could not imagine trying to build this on survival. It'd be horrid. Alright, there you go. So that is our 10 storage containers stacked on top of each other so far. Right. So now comes the fun part. Say I'm gonna do that, but I want to build this real quick. Right here. So this is what I'm going to consider to be the support for the houses. Now, in an actual house, it would be really, really decent size because it is holding up storage containers and everything. So I do want it to be kind of big and thick. I like them big and thick, by the way. Yeah, that's about it. So, would a traveling merchant, would you be the equivalent of a Jehovah's Witness here? Hey, hey. No. Alright, look at that. So far this is the house. So far. I like it. I think it's neat. It looks good. It doesn't exactly pop too much, but it does its job. You know, I kind of think this, if anybody who's ever played Black Ops 2 and remembers the house raid, it's gonna kind of resemble that. I think that's the easiest comparison off the top of my head that I could just be like, boom, this is a good house to represent. I already took that, didn't I? Now, there was something about Big Bear in the... Yep. Oh my god. So, in Bear in the Big Blue House, there was something... It was something about shadows. They would tell, like, stories using shadows.
Maybe if we sing our special song together, she'll appear. Ready?
Okay.
Where is Shadow?
Where? Oh. Where is Shadow? Oh my god.
Where is Shadow? Where can Shadow be?
The nostalgia just from hearing that.
Hi, Shadow. I was just trying to take a nap and...
Say no more, say no more. So you fancy a nap, do you? I've got just the song to put you to sleep. Just listen. Rock-a-bye, baby. In the treetop, when the wind blows, the cradle.
Oh. did the baby have a parachute?